Hey, what's up everybody? So I'm gonna get started a little early today. We're gonna be making some steaks at the request of a friend of mine who needed to learn how to cook steaks without setting off his fire alarm. So hopefully we can do that for him. And then thought I'd throw in a little something special. I went down to Virginia Beach this past weekend and had a really awesome appetizer. It was like Brussels sprouts with like garlic aioli and some other stuff on it. So I'm going to try to recreate that here today. Right now what I'm going to get started on is the garlic aioli, because it kind of needs to sit for a few hours in the refrigerator to get all the flavors to really come together. And I'm kind of shooting, I have to shoot guerrilla style with my phone right now until I get a new SD card for my camera. So bear with me on the shakiness, and I don't know if the quality will be any worse, but anyway, here we go. I'm going to start cutting up this garlic and getting ready to roast it. So you're going to want to chop the head, the top of the head off with the garlic to expose it. Like that. Got a couple of extra little cloves that I missed, so get them. And we're gonna wrap it up in foil. What I like to do with the garlic is pull as much of that, just get it as skinned as I possibly can before I start chopping. You can leave the skin on if you want, personal preference. Toss the next thing and then I'm going to drizzle with a little bit of olive oil. Big ass bottle of olive oil here. Yeah. Toss on a little salt and pepper. And we'll wrap it up and toss it in the oven at 350 for about an hour. Check on that in a little while. Alright, so excuse me. It's been roasting about an hour at 350 in the oven. If you guys could freaking smell this, it's amazing. It is too early in the damn morning to be, for my house to be smelling this good. But what you're looking for is a nice soft, squishy garlic once it's done roasting. So we're gonna let that cool for about 5-10 minutes, then toss it in the fridge for about a half hour or so until it's chilled, and then we're gonna mix it up with everything else to make the actual sauce. So I'll get back with you. just mashed it up. I mashed it in a separate bowl because I wanted to mix all this crap first. I was getting impatient. But that garlic, once it's roasted, it should just slide right out of there. I squeezed a lot of it out. Instead of picking it out with a knife like the recipe says, it just seemed a lot easier. So here, all I've got going on is all of this stuff in this bowl to actually make the sauce. I'm looking at half a cup of mayonnaise, 2 teaspoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, half a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. You know, one of my favorite things to say and use in this kitchen. Bonus tip: use Duke's mayonnaise if you can find it. It is definitely the best mayonnaise on the face of the earth. And then you're going to throw in a pinch of cayenne pepper to make it a little spicy. Well, let's do a little bit more. Cool, that looks like a good pinch to that. Then I'm gonna toss in this garlic, mix it all up, and refrigerate until I am ready to cook, which will be later tonight, so I will get back with you guys later. This sauce is a little time consuming. Takes a while. It took me like an hour and a half ish to make this sauce total, but it's definitely worth it. You put it on a lot of different things. So I will get back with you guys when I start cooking. Sometimes you gotta throw in an audible when you're cooking, especially for your wife's birthday, and she requests something like, you know, cheesecake. So I gotta go to the store, get some stuff to make cheesecake, but bonus for you guys, you get to see it in the video. So I'm gonna go shop in here and then get back to you. So anyway, me and my super sweet apron, we're gonna go ahead and make this crust for the cheesecake. We're gonna want to get about 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs. And what I do is take a bowl, put about 8-9 graham crackers in there, and start smashing it together. I already smashed together a little bit just a minute ago, but I'll show you guys how I do that without a mortar and pestle. You can also put graham crackers in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag and smash them up. That works pretty good to keep it clean and simple. Let me show you what I'm doing. So yeah, crush it up until it's pretty fine. There's some big crumbles in there, but that's okay. You want 1.5 cups. I found that 8 or 9 crackers work just. Alright, so once your graham crackers are all busted up and crunchy, nice and powdery, go ahead and take a 1/3 cup of butter and about quarter teaspoon of cinnamon. Yeah, a little bit more, won't hurt. But this is why I don't like baking it, because you can't mess with any of the ingredients too much, because God forbid everything will just turn out wrong. So be careful. But I do add a little bit more of the sweet stuff, because why the hell not? Anyway, go ahead and mix this up. use a plastic fork in the glass bowls like earlier. What was that? Oh, the garlic. When I was mixing all that stuff up for the garlic aioli, I like to use the plastic in any of those other bowls, glass, porcelain, any of that shit, because I hate the sound of metal on glass. So anyway, mix this up so it's nice and moist. And then you're gonna pack it into the bottom of a springform pan, the 9-inch springform pan. If you don't have a springform pan, I highly suggest just buying a crust. The springform pan is super convenient for especially cheesecake. Let's get this nice and mixed up. Make sure all the dry ingredients are wet with the butter. And then we will start to press it into our parchment-lined springform pan. Alright, once your crust is formed in there, make sure you pack it down nice and tight as you can, and as evenly as you can. We're going to toss this in the freezer until the filling is made. So, open up my freezer. Alright, get to the filling. Alright, cool. So what I got going on here is the filling. So let me just read it off here. I got 4 packages of cream cheese softened, 1 1/4 cups of sugar, half a cup of sour cream, 2 teaspoons vanilla extract, and 5 large eggs. Then I'm gonna mix it up in this super cool mixer here. All that yummy. Tip for softening the cream cheese: as you're preheating the oven, I like to set the cream cheese on top of my oven. The top of my oven gets pretty hot, plus one of the things is a vent. So I just put it over that little vent, let it soften it up a bit. Hopefully that does the job. If not, I just toss it in the microwave for a little while. One thing that's not in this recipe that I made in a previous cheesecake recipe that was super good was lemon zest. It just added like, oh, it was so good within the cheesecake. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some lemon zest into this mix because I can do that. Alright, so now that it's all mixed up, you just want to mix it until the eggs are incorporated into the mix at the very least, and then kind of smooth. Still going to be some little bit of chunkiness, that's okay. We're going to go ahead and take this and throw this in the oven at 475, but for this recipe it's a little strange. They said to put a big dish filled with about 1/2 inch of water in there, and then you're going to set the pan in the water. So let's see how this turns out. Alright, so just a quick shot in there. There we go, got it in the pan in the oven. And we're gonna let that bake for about 12 minutes, and then we're gonna turn the heat down to 350 and bake until the top of the cheesecake turns golden. So about an hour. Then we're gonna take it out and let it cool. Hopefully by then I can start cooking real food and we'll be good to go. Okay, round 3. Finally cooking dinner. So, been all freaking day. Anyway, so what I've got going on now is I went and took my steaks out of the fridge. I know they're puny, nothing super special. I should have planned a little bit better, but I get what I get, and they don't work. It's all good. I went ahead and put a bunch of Worcestershire on them, just to get them kind of marinating. Not long at all, just a few minutes. And then I went ahead and made a rub, since I'll be cooking them inside. Obviously my preferred method to cook steaks is on the grill because you can't get any better than that. But if you have to cook them inside, preferably use a super sweet cast iron pan that I just bought yesterday. I don't really cook steaks inside too often, but cast iron is a good way to go for searing and cooking like that. If you need inside, cooking anything inside. Cast iron is just the best ever, and I'm super stoked to have my own kitchen cast iron pan now. So anyway, if you don't have one of those, George Foreman grill, any kind of indoor grill, hell, I don't know, regular frying pan, I've done it on there. It's thinner steaks though, I wouldn't do like a super nice steak on a thin frying pan, but if you have to, good luck, season it well, and keep an eye on it. Anyway, my rub, I used McCormick's Grill Mates Smoky Montreal Steak, just because I'm not using the grill, so I like that smoky flavor. Use a little bit of ground coriander, some onion powder, garlic powder, and brown sugar, and it looks a little bit like, there we go, like that. What I like to do with my rubs is give them a good smell. Once everything's all mixed in, it smells good. Excuse me. I smell the rub, and kind of it gives me an idea of what my steak will be like when it's done. You know, you can always taste like a good steak in your, and when you smell the rub, you can smell the different flavors and what's going to go into the steak the most. So I usually don't do a brown sugar rub on my steak, but I did this time to give it a little bit of a sweet touch. And then with the Brussels sprouts that I'm going to do later, I think it'll prepare nicely. Really, I'm just bullshitting you. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing because I'm not a professional chef and I just wing everything. So, if it turns out good, which it always, 99% of the time does, it should be really good. I'll let you know. So anyway, I'm going to get to rubbing down these steaks with that rub. Let them sit for a minute while my super sweet cast iron pan warms up. At the same time, I've got my oven preheating. I know it's backwards, sorry. My oven preheating to about 375 because I'm going to cook the Brussels sprouts a little bit with some salt and pepper, and then and a little bit of oil, and then I'm going to throw them in the oven to roast with some of that aioli sauce on them, and really get the flavor and really get crunchy and delicious on the outside. Super soft and super freaking awesome. So anyway, first up with the steaks, rub them down with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then I'm going to put the actual rub on them and let them sit for another 5 or so minutes. Then I'll start cooking them. I'll get back to you here shortly. Alright, cool. So they're pretty tender. Now I'm just going to toss them on the pan here and toss them in the oven for a little bit to start roasting. Once they start getting pretty close, I'm going to throw that garlic aioli sauce on them to let them roast in that sauce and get that all that delicious flavor. We'll get back with you cooking the steaks. Guys, okay, Chef Crappy bonus footage here. There you go, a little mojito while the Brussels sprouts are roasting, and I'm waiting to cook the steak. So anyway, got a little bit of sugar in there, about a tablespoon and a half-ish. I'll throw a lot of mint leaves in there because my wife really loves mint. Then I'm going to take a lime, squeeze that juice all up in there, get it nice and juicy. Fresh lime juice is awesome. It's so much stronger than the stuff in the bottle, even though the stuff says it's fresh. Get it all out there. Then you're gonna muddle all this together. I like to get it nice. And the reason you're muddling it is it really releases that mint. And that mint makes the drink pretty damn good. I like to give it a smell. Once I can smell the lime and the mint together, like literally coming out of the cup, I mean, I'm not really far from the cup, but I'm far enough away that you shouldn't really smell much. But I can smell the lime and the mint. Once it releases that mint, yep, smells about perfect. You take your rum, pour some rum in there. Keep in mind it is my wife's birthday, so I'm going to treat her to just a little bit more. Then you toss in your club soda. Sure am. Say hi. Oh, then you're gonna grab a couple ice cubes. Drop them in. Give it a quick swirl. Toss in a straw and you're done. You're welcome. Alright, those Brussels sprouts are they're doing really good, roasting up pretty nicely. Got a few minutes left, so now it's time to put the steak. I'm gonna go ahead and throw butter on the pan. Get that nice and melted so the steak can cook in that. When you want the pan to be about medium heat, I heat it up a little bit higher than I want it to be, and then I turn the heat down so that heat really holds in the pan. Work on this butter here, and then I'll toss the steaks in. Melted. Let's get these steaks in here. All right, cool. Good shot of that. Yeah. So we're really gonna sear in one side really well, and then we're gonna turn the heat down a little bit more and cook underneath, so all the juices hold in within the steak. These are really thin steaks, so they don't need to cook that long. If I had planned it out a little bit better, I would have got those really nice fat ones from Costco or something, or maybe a butcher if I was really looking to spring some cash and get a really good cut of meat. But I went cheap. Got these at the my regular grocery store commissary, but they're still really good. So anyway, we're gonna get those going, sear them on one side, flip them over, turn the heat down, and we'll go from there. So these are looking extra super really good. As you can see, I threw a little bit more kosher salt on there. I like that really salty flavor. So now I'm gonna coat them in some of that aioli and then let them roast until they're done. All right, flip the steaks. They're about done. I mean, these are thin steaks, so they'll be cooking quickly. Just definitely keep an eye on them, depending on how you like them done. I like mine medium rare, so I'll probably take one of them off a little bit earlier. My wife likes them a little bit more medium. However, my mother-in-law likes them well done, which is gross, but hey, you know, you got to do what you can for other people. And notice, Ryan, that smoke alarm is not going off. Weird, right? So a couple of tips to keep the smoke alarm off. One, you can run a fan. Open a window, or just cook them in a cast iron skillet, or on a George Foreman does pretty well. Usually when the fat starts burning really hot, and smoky, that's when the smoke alarm goes off. Anyway, I lightly sauced these Brussels sprouts. Kind of tough to see, but I didn't use much of the sauce. Just maybe a couple tablespoons, mixed them around a little bit. Now I'm gonna let them cook in that little bit. Cook these steaks. I turned down the heat some. Never mind my super dirty, excuse me, stove. But we're gonna let those go, and then we'll show you the finished product. All right, man. Those Brussels sprouts are done cooking. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh, it looks so fucking good. That steak, super juicy, extra good. Let's see if I can turn this around and cut into it for you. Well, there you go. It's a little bit overcooked for me, but it's still really tender and really, really good. That's the meal. It's not much of a presentation, but you know what? It's fucking tasty, so definitely give it a try. Give it a shot. I'll give you a quick shot of the cheesecake later on when it comes to dessert time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more videos. Leave a comment on what you guys would like to see made in the future. And I hope you enjoy the mix that's gone along with this. It is not my normal, I guess now normal, exclusive mix for this show, but it's my February Valentines love mix because it's a little bit slowed down. It is a dope mix though. Hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you check out the link down below for a Mixcloud. And then, oh, we got this Munchkin joining us. She's nuts. All right. So anyway, like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment below on what you want to see be made, and then leave a thumbs up. Thanks, guys.